Let's see if we can solve this use case using Encarta Data Studio. So question here is, you have a start date and end date, and you want to explode this table so that if there is like there are 10 days between start date and end date, you have like 10 rows of data with each date there, right? So end result of this is going to look something like this. So here start date was 5/6, end date was 5/10. So generate a code which can convert that into something like this, where I have one row for each date between start date and end date. Now I don't know how to write SQL to do something like this, but I think I can use Data Studio Copilot to see if Data Studio Copilot can help. So let's try this out here. I have the sales data, and I'm just using sales data to test it out. And here I have like order date and ship date and total sales. This is aggregated data, right? So I just want to see difference between these two dates and explode it. So if there are like 3 dates between end date is 1, end date is 3, start date is 1. So it will have 3 rows with 1, 1, 1, 2 and 1, 3, right? And so on. So let's add a node here and ask Copilot to generate a SQL for this. Let's give some name to this. Let's call it recipe 1. And in spite of typing it, let me just paste the question that I want Copilot to figure out. So question I'm asking is, so you have 2 dates column in the previous node, order date and ship date. So I'm asking Copilot to use both the date column and generate date row for difference in date between ship date and order date, and add sales column as well to each row. Let's click on Copilot to generate the SQL. Now the SQL got generated here. I am a little bit familiar with SQL, so I know what's going on here. It is selecting all these columns. I can pick and choose which column I want. And then maybe I don't want order date and ship date. So let me, for testing purpose, let it be there. Date div and then explode. See, I was not aware of this function in Spark. So explode and then sequence function. And then let's quickly save this and preview it as well. There you go. You have start date, order date, which is 1/1, ship date is 1/3, so 1/1, 1/2, 1/3, generated 3 rows, perfect. And here it is like just 1/2 and 1/2, only one row. And here you have like 1/2 to 1/4 to 3 rows. 1/2 to 1/9, it's generating these many rows here, right? And showing you date diff as well. So 7, it means there should be 7 rows for here, which is correct. So now you have generated this using Data Studio, this node. And of course, you can easily save this as MV in a particular schema and then give some MV name as well, and then save it and generate a new table and data set using by loading data using that MV.